How do you know if the person standing in front of you has an entity attachment? How do you know? Is it by way of looking in their eyes or hearing how they speak or seeing how they present themselves, their appearance? How do you know if the person around you belongs to a sinister cult or coven or criminal network? How do you know if that person around you practices low vibrational practices and deals with entities? How do you know? Can you tell by way of the tactics they use, the gaslighting, the love bombing, the breadcrumbing? How do you know if a person is wearing a mask and being deceitful and pulling on your heartstrings, telling you a sob story, wanting you to believe that their struggle is so real and that everybody else in their life caused the struggle for them and they somehow had nothing to do with what's going on in their current circumstances or has been going on for a while in their life based on the choices they made and the fact that their sinister ways, their unhealthy ego and pride, and making the wrong choices caused them to have this dark energy, these entity attachments plagued and attached to them to where now it's difficult for them to shake it because they are unable to cleanse their energy. They are unable to move beyond the point where they allowed themselves to fall into that pit. So how do you know? How can you tell that if a person is standing in front of you or in your environment or in your weasel their way into your friendship group or circle, that this person is not wearing a mask or has an entity attachment? If they're very good at acting, pretending, smiling, hiding their true intentions or hiding their true nature, how do you know? How do you know if they do not allow their true intentions to be seen? How do you know? What if they come across as being very spiritual? What if they act as if they are so knowledgeable on various subject matters pertaining to spirituality, and yet that could be the furthest thing from the truth? How do you know that you're not dealing with an entity, an obsessed energy? Sure, they may have spiritual gifts and be spiritually inclined, and they may have the potential or had the potential to fully develop those spiritual gifts had they remained aligned with the divine. But how do you know they didn't take a wrong turn based on greed and jealousy and wanting to be in competition where it was unnecessary? And based on that, they ended up taking wrong turns, making poor choices, and now they truly, literally have an obsessed, possessive, dark energy, entity attachment that controls and rules their physical body, their mind, and they are unable to shake this energy by way of the extensive evil actions and deeds and rituals with ill intentions behind it to remove other people, to sacrifice divine beings in order for them to get ahead, to step on other people's toes and remove other people's from their blessings and block other people, steal other people's blessings for themselves. Things that had nothing to do with them, other people's inheritances, spiritual gifts, physical or monetary inheritances, things that had nothing to do with them attempting to touch or take or alter in any way for any reason. And then they decided to intervene and interject themselves in other people's divine path and purpose. How do you know? Let me ask you a question. Did this person find you or did you go looking for them? Think about it. Somehow, some way, did this person find you? Did this person pop up in your energy? Or did by happenstance, you consciously and willingly went looking for them? Before you met them, How did you meet? Think about it. Think back to your meeting with this individual. Did it happen on vacation? Did it happen at a coffee shop? Did it happen at an unusual place? Did they meet and pop up in your life, in your energy, in your environment? Or did you go looking for them? Put the dots together. If you are targeted, if there is a sinister, corrupt network, criminal organization that's into low vibrational practices, that have members throughout societies in various positions with titles, accolades, but behind the veil and curtain, they are into sinister, corrupt practices, but they have the titles and the departments to abuse and misuse resources, and they are able to locate you. When did this person pop up? How did this person find you? How did they come into your world? How were they introduced into your life? Think about it. Think back. Was it a whole plot and plan to begin with? How do you know that you were even supposed to cross paths with this person in the first place? Now, think if this group, this person is connected to a group, and let's say this entire group and their friendship circle, or even the people they pretend not to know, which are all on the same team, or an extension or a subgroup of the same criminal network. Let's say they found you because a person of interest who was looking you up and attempting to locate and find you by way of divine instruction, divine guidance. Let's say that this group was targeting that person that you haven't met or come in contact with. But because they stalk this person and eavesdrop and watch and monitor 24/7 all activities of this person, let's say by chance that divine person or that individual looked you up in order to contact and reach out to you. Let's say this group is trying to block and stop every event of that individual. And because they looked you up, they eavesdropped, they saw it, and they said, oh, let's get to that person first. How did these people pop up? When did they pop up? When they are trying to beguile and trick you, they send their best representation. They want to lure you in no matter what. They want to win you over no matter what. So they look for your weaknesses. They study you. Is it lust? Is it attractiveness? Is it money? Do you want to get your projects funded? Oh, they'll send in somebody who's extremely attractive, extremely alluring, or it don't have to be an aggressive snake. I made a video about dancing in a pit of snakes. It can be a more laid back, a more docile snake they send in. Now, once they send this person in, this person might come with a sob story, a sad story. They might come in, befriend you. You might feel a connection spiritually. You might feel that this person can be a spiritual mentor, or they might ask for your help to be a mentor and pull on you this way. Can you please teach me? Can you please help me? The whole time they have an ulterior motive. The whole time they're part of a criminal network that's only trying to use you for position, title, and resources, and to keep you away from another individual so they can stay isolated. It's a whole game in between that you haven't that you haven't seen, that you're not privy to, because you yourself is ignoring divine instruction and divine guidance, your higher self, your higher consciousness, your own discernment. It's a whole plot and plan in between everything that's taking place. So how do you know? How do you know that that person wasn't sent in? Because they send in their best to allure you. They send in their best to make sure whatever it is you're attracted to, whatever need or desire you have, that they can match that, if but temporarily. So they can make sure that somehow, some way they entrap you as fast as they can, as deep as they can. So you can't wiggle your way out, or so you can't turn around if you were ever to discover and realize that you've been had, that you've been tricked, that you've been beguiled. They send them in. You want an attractive woman? They'll send her in. just as beautiful and fine. You want an attractive man, they'll send him in. Just as handsome, whatever the height and the six pack and the six figures or whatever the case may be, athleticism. What do you want? Oh, you want your projects funded that you worked on, that you created, your creations. And the divine is trying to get your divine person and keep you in the divine alignment. You have a whole legacy, dynasty to build together if you just remain patient and remain in divine alignment. However, you jump the gun, you skip ahead. You so eager, you so much in a rush. You don't see the discipline and the need to put that extra step, that extra work in. You don't see that need to recognize the value of something that's not shiny yet, that's not polished yet, but it's going to get there if you put the work in. No, 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 no. You rather the smiling liar, the charming devil, the corrupt, sinister groups approach you and beguile you with the shine, with the glitter, with the greener pieces of grass that they pluck from somebody else's lawn, and you rather jump on that, rush into that. Yeah. And you don't see the whole divine picture, the whole divine plan. And even if you do, you don't even allow or muster up the courage to fix it, to change it, to apologize, to admit you took the wrong turn. You made a mistake. I understand. Once you get in with these corrupt, sinister groups, it's difficult. You don't even want to come out of denial that you could allow yourself. What is it in you that lets you get caught up with these crazy, diabolical individuals? These sick individuals who wear a smile, but behind the smile, these devils are cuckoo. These devils are diabolical. These devils, it's unbelievable that groups and individuals and people like this even exist. You can't even believe it. You can't even imagine that you allowed yourself to get caught up. So it's difficult. And by then, you already got into business. You already signed a contract. They helping you with your projects. You agreed to get caught up because now your whole you are experiencing temporary successes. You may have decided to get in because or to go this way because this person had resources and offered you help to help create and birth your projects at a cost, at a price, either for your soul or either for your creations. Either way, it's the similar or same thing. And now it's difficult for you to do an about face, to turn around and walk away, because their whole plot and ulterior motive was to entrap you and pull you off your divine path in the first place, pull you away from your divine person that this sinister, corrupt criminal network is in competition with. But they're not going to approach you and tell you that. They're just going to send people in to pull you off your path and give you a sob story or use aggression to rush you into making choices. So how do you know? They'll tell you whatever you want to hear. They'll allow you to think that they need your help so bad. They'll desperately plead and beg for your help, for your assistance, for your guidance, for an opportunity. They'll do whatever needs to be done. They'll offer up whatever needs to be done because they're trying to cover up the atrocities. This is why. You know why? Because they're trying to cover up the crimes they've committed, the atrocities they participated in. And then you allow yourself to entertain their stories, their illusions, their struggles, because by that time you've already gotten in deep with somebody you was never even supposed to cross paths with, especially if there were underhanded tactics used and they got to you before your true soul tribe in person was supposed to reach you. What should we consider? Well, if someone reaches out to you with genuine love, honor, and respect, and informs you that there is a high level soul contract, a divine union that has been sanctioned by the divine, the angels, the ancestors, take into consideration, investigate it. Don't just throw it away. Don't just discard that person. Don't allow, and especially if a group or individual pop up right after that, shortly after that, bad mouthing that person that just reached out to you, the light bulb should go off right then and there. How is this correlating? How can a group or a person approach me talking about somebody who just reached out to me? The light bulb you should say, oh, let me step back from everybody. What's going on here? That's what your reaction should have been, right? But if the initial person that's trying to communicate and get through to you, don't just discard them and throw them away. Take the time. If you're so spiritually gifted and tapped in and you believe you're God or in the image of God and we're all God's, then you should have had the ability, if you have that connection with your spirit team and angels and ancestors, beloved ancestors, to go before them in any way that many spiritually gifted people do, have different methods to receive confirmation. This is why you have a spirit team. You work hand in hand, you co-create and manifest together. It doesn't work one without the other. This is why you have your respect and honor and your bond with your spirit team, your beloved ancestors and your beloved angels. It ain't no free will, just you as an individual by yourself. That's preposterous. It don't work like that, right? What you need to do is go before them and say, is this person crazy? Is this person cuckoo? Is this person fake, false, and phony? Is this person pulling my leg? Is this person a devil? Is this person mentally unstable? Is this person trying to mislead me, misguide me? Are they fake? Are they who they claim to be? Are they who they say they are? Are they of the divine? Do they have a high spiritual ranking? Are they somebody important amongst the angels and the ancestors? Who is this person? Should I consider what they're telling me or not? Don't just throw it away. Don't just, we are learning to just simply discard a person because they are approaching you with love and your heart is all tainted and messed up and you don't believe in love is one of the worst choices and mistakes you can absolutely make. To throw a person away and go towards a group of devils and demons and possessed, hateful, jealous individuals who are in secret competition is one of the worst things you can do. So instead of rushing, you won't allow yourself to investigate what is divine and what's meant to bring you wish fulfillment and bring your heart out of that blocked cage, that gray prison. But you'll rush to participate with a group of demons and devils that's creating a bubble of illusion around you. Take into consideration what's being presented and test those spirits. That's an obligation. Test those spirits. One can say that I'm God or I'm important or I'm in the image and the image and after the likeness and think to have free will. But there are rules, spiritual rules, universal principles, universal laws that still must be adhered to. It doesn't matter what one's religious ideology or opinions are. There's still rules and there are still hierarchies, be it in your own family or being in the spirit world. There are angels and then there are archangels. There are advanced life forms and there are supreme beings. And there are beings that are even more ancient and superior to those beings. So irregardless of saying that I'm God or I'm connected with source and this and that, there are still universal laws and universal principles, and there are still hierarchies and universal systems in place that everyone must follow, even angels and supreme beings and superior beings and advanced life forms. None of us can just simply do what we want to do without consequence, good or bad. So understand, as we awaken and as we, come out of this thaw, this freeze of not believing in love and not thinking love is real and making dark choices because we've been hurt and we've been disappointed and we don't think that, love wins at the end of the day. If a divine being reaches out to you because their spirit team told them to. And you simply throw that away and discard them and rush towards these devils and demons. And you don't even know that these devils and demons rush towards you. And they are intentionally trying to take you off your path and remove you from the lifeline that your spirit team and the divine has given you. Just know that there's consequences either way. It may take you lifetimes to repeat the same cycles in order to get it right. Think of all the hurt, pain, jealousy, and envy from family members and friends and people you thought you can trust that were supposed to protect you, love you, honor you, respect you. You want to keep going through that lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of abuse and disappointment until you finally get it right and figure it out, all because you want to be stubborn and hard-headed and debate and argue and harvest energy and interfere with other people's blessings instead of cultivating your own spiritual gifts, competing with people when it's not even necessary, when you can actually had the opportunity to work with those people. And then when you realize you were wrong, you was too stubborn to apologize. You was too stubborn to admit the mistakes you made, but you chose to keep adding more lies, telling more lies, doing more stupid stuff. Come on.